Guys, I know you've been working super hard on the noble attempt. I got some big news. The next guest on the noble attempt is Last Letter.
This is a noble attempt.
noble shitty attempt. Hey, let's say some of this.
The noble failure.
Podcast.
Take two. All right. You make me laugh too much. All right, we're rocking again.
My center.
Looking beautiful. All right. All right, everybody. Here we are again. Noble attempt, take two. Here with my brother Zoo Young. Last Letter.
What up?
What's up, bro?
Hey, what's happening, Rome? Thanks for having me in, brother.
I'm gonna dive straight in this time, man. I went on a camping. It was my daughter's first birthday a couple days ago, and
oh shit.
I wasn't really about we're not gonna get balloons and do the whole woohoo, type of party, but
Happy birthday.
But I want to celebrate her life. She's special and change my life. So only thing I want is I want to have a fire. I want to start a fire. I just think that's fitting. My baby, she's a jungle baby. She was born in the jungle. She's got that spirit. She got a wild spirit. And so we made it happen. We went because we're in the city, so it would have been a little sketch to start a fire in the street here. So we went to a friend of ours, a friend of a friend for me, had a piece of land out in a different part of the city. Out of the city. And so we just spent one night there. And man, it's always dope for me when I go to a place where these are people who are they got a piece of land and they're basically sleeping in tents as they build up their house and structures there. They have a kitchen. That's always number one. Set up your kitchen.
Yeah, that's the first thing they build up.
Yeah, first thing. And then from there, they're making their spaces. But I always get inspired when I go to these places because this is that's alternative living. They're out in the hills, with, it's straight nature. They got fertile soil there so they can grow food. And it's just people deciding they want something a little different for their life rather than the hustle bustle normal thing.
Right.
So it was dope. There was a man there and he really, we're around the fire later in the night and we're having a talk and it's just normal conversation. Somehow it really progressed real quick to where we went from he was explaining how in the Philippines, people have this judgment where they judge people based on their accent with English. So there's a hierarchy of the better you speak English, the better,
the more the higher your status in society, pretty much.
Like that.
I speak like this. I'm the highest.
Right. So the more you sound like an American, the more that is considered educated. And but obviously that's a certain line of thinking. And so
definitely.
We were breaking that down of how that limits the people to they can't hear what's being said if they're focused on how perfect it is. And so you lose out on the creativity that different people bring regardless of their accent or the genius that different people bring with their accent. And he kind of asked me what that's about, I guess, as a conversation stimulator. And I was my guess is colonialism.
Yeah, fact.
Because I mean, out here in the Philippines, I be noticing all these colonial symptoms of stuff, but he really, low-key flexed on me as like, it's a thing, but he said, keep it real. He said the Philippines has never been colonized. He said that's fake news. He said, who writes history? You know what I mean? And he says that they never got colonized. So I've heard that before too, that in the central Philippines, where it's like heavy feels colonial, that's where like the presence was. But in the north and in the south, it wasn't happening, bro. They got their ass kicked out over and over and over again. And so he reminded me, he said, go deeper. The history books here, he said there's a law enacted that they're not allowed to teach history before 1521. 1521, I researched a little bit. That's when Spain came here. Magellan came here. Same year he got his head whopped off. But yeah, Filipinos aren't having it. But so he said that history is not even being, it's literally not a thing anymore. And so he reminded me, like, bro, he told me straight up, he said, look, I see you. You're a truth seeker. That's why you're here. You're here for a reason. And I was like, and he said, go deeper, because, you know, what you've heard or what you think is real is usually not the case. You got to go deeper. Man, it hit me, because then you think about like how many people struggle with knowledge of self because of that same, you know, bullshit they teach in schools. And it just reminded me of like Black folks in America.
Yeah, man, definitely. I was just thinking that, because it's just like, you know, the history is not, you know, obviously our history is not, you know, what they perceive it to be. It's like you're just, you know, you're kind of regurgitating the news that they want you to. I mean, it's a part of, you know, kind of the destruction of our people, really. It's just like, it's like, oh, it's really just controlling the inner God within. But this guy kind of just dropped some gems on you, though, because that's just powerful. Also, hey, are we cussing? Are we trying to get monetized on this video?
Yeah, live your life, bro. Do whatever you want.
Hey, we ain't getting no sponsors, no ads. Because, you know, when you upload this, like, you know, when you upload shit on YouTube, it'd be like, is this for kids? Is this yes or no?
Yeah, I'll be putting not for kids, but
ski.
No.
Well, back to what you was talking about, though. Yeah, that's cool too, because like if you're focused on like how like, you know, how perfect someone's English is out there, and really anywhere, kind of for that's kind of a universal gem he was dropping, because it's like if you're focused on like how someone looks, or, you know, whatever background, you're gonna miss out on the gems. It's just, you know, prejudging somebody.
Fact. Yeah. Well, I mean, same thing goes in the States. Like, we've been like kind of subject to a standard that's like, if you want to be a professional, this is how you speak. Or if you want to be, you know what I mean? As opposed to like, no, you speak however your heart allows you to convey what your message is. And that's where the real power is at. But yeah, like you said, he really, for me, put a lot in perspective on like, oh, don't fall for the trap of like, sure, we can point out that there is colonial influences, right? And in the U.S., you're in Seattle, that's colonized land, correct? But don't fall for the trap of like giving that so much power. You know what I mean? Because so here I am, like, okay, in the Philippines, he's laying down this knowledge that like it goes way deeper. The Philippines is ancient place, with its own customs and languages and this and that. So if I'm sitting here focusing on it's colonized and it's colonial and all these, you know, silly shit that they do, and the skin whitening soap, and I focus on that, I'm missing out from the real power that if you dig deeper, there's something here. You know what I mean? He was breaking it down like there's a reason why for so long so many different world powers tried to come here and take it. You know what I mean? It's not for the coconuts. You know what I'm saying? So just reminded me to always dig a little deeper, you know, in your knowledge, pursuit of knowledge, like go below the surface.
Right. And he called it too, because you are a truth seeker, bro. You know, it's like, it's just like your aura or something. That dude was like, hey, he was like a mystical stuff, because sometimes you run into people at like the right moment in time where they just tell you something, or there's something that you catch up that you're like, oh shit, I really needed that. Or, you know, I really felt that shit.
bro. And for you to recognize, just from what I told you, you recognize that. I mean, you're one and the same with that. You've probably been that signpost for someone else. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's kind of a mystic element to it. And I felt that as we spoke,
Yeah,
kind of
definitely.
like this tunnel turned in. I feel this sometimes with those type of interactions. It turns into this real intense tunnel of energy exchange where he blessed me with exactly what I needed in that moment, and it got deep, and then it just like zooms out, and it's like back here we are just sitting at a campfire.
All right, boom,
Boom, like nothing. Like what? We just entered this little realm and then came right back, and yeah, we're just chilling. And
it's kind of like, oh, sorry, not to cut you off, but that it's kind of like in a sense, the same feeling of like an acid or a shroom trip in a sense, where it's like, you dig within, and not like the abusing it type, where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take these shrooms and go party and fuck on all these hoes and shit. But like when you're really like, trying to find within, and you go to a place and you learn more, and it's beautiful, and you go on that journey within yourself, and then once it's over, it's just like boom, back to reality, and you're back you're back in the office or what have you, and it's just like, oh shit, that happened. Now it's here. Now I got that info. Now I can keep on my journey.
Yeah, it's like, did that even happen? But then you look in your pocket and you still got that little gemstone. You're like, oh yeah, that was real. Yeah, man, it was fire. So yeah, I feel charged up as far as like what this show is about and what my life is about. Really, is like, cause keep it real, bro. I was flowing in Seattle, bro. You know me, I was productive. I was doing a lot of cool things, and then
you were, man. I give it to you, bro. You was getting them grants and fucking helping out the community and shit. Like what you're doing is fucking, it's filthy, bro. I'd be like telling like. It like makes you really like proud to just be a close homie and shit, just like brother, just like, man, this guy's doing some awesome shit, bro. That's my guy, that's my bro. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah, so then when I kind of lost that, because I don't want to say stripped of it, but like here I am, and I thought I wanted to be there. I thought I wanted to bring my family there. That wasn't able to do that based on some,
right. I know that. Yeah.
Some old laws, but so I resisted for a while. I don't want to put a time on it, but it was tough. I was angry and frustrated for quite a while, and missing out on like how blessed I am to be here and what the man said, like that I'm here for a reason. So I'm finally coming back around to that. So we're like, oh, I'm not here. Like, oh, I got, nah, bro. Like,
right. Like, oh man.
Yeah. It's the nature of things, bro. You build things, and then keep moving and keep that cycle going, and always using what you learn from the last things to fuel the next things.
And it's crazy too, because like I think this is just like in our design. I think this is like one of our like why we're kind of on this journey is because we always we're always like looking in the future and in the past. We're never in the present, right? Because the fucking past fucking doesn't exist. That's just in the past, and the future is just expectations and fantasies. And so there's only this right now. But then when you look back at it, you're like, man, that was a fucking awesome time in my life. It's just like we don't really appreciate like every step of the way and shit.
True, man.
You get one right, bro. You look back like, man, that was dope. Remember when I was out there and this and that and that time. It's like,
right.
That's why I try to like just live in really like practice living in in the right now and shit.
Yeah, you be the one to remind me of that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not a lot of people say that, right? It's like a damn.
I know, right? It's like, man, you gotta live in
the moment. Like, people say that, but you really embody it. Right. For me, you really embody it. So I hear it when you say it, and I feel it when you say it, and it really has been a crucial like. So like, I mean, for example, like let's just say whatever 6 months ago, I was still in the thick of it, just not feeling like I was where I wanted to be, and just, kind of moping, bro. Be real, kind of moping. But I was down. I was down. I wasn't feeling good. But like this guy Young, like we started like once COVID hit, we started sending these fucking just video messages back and forth. Yeah, it started with the fuck you Pablo joke, which is a joke because we love Pops. We love you, bro. But that shit was hella funny. And we started just sending videos back and forth from then on, just like it random, whatever, bro, whatever it is. But it really like tell the truth, it really raised my spirit and kept me like focused on like, oh yeah, be here now, and just remembering that like regardless of where I am on the planet, I got really divine people in my circle, and so yeah, I was grateful for that, bro. Still am, like we still doing it.
I appreciate it, man. You taught me a lot too, my guy. Here,
It's a bromance. It's a real
romance
life.
going on YouTube.
I remember one time you guys was doing a Instagram live, and you guys was in the Soonie temple making beats and freestyling. And my girl's like, "What are you doing? You know, checking out your girl crushes?" I'm like, "Actually, I'm watching 4 sweaty dudes freestyle in a basement." But
right at like 4 a.m. our time, fucking around.
Man, so let's talk about music.
Nope. Next question, asshole.
Damn, that's all I have, bro. Shit. All right, well, I'm gonna keep going.
No, let's go. Let's get it.
Music, and with you, you're a philosopher in a way, right? So like music, or at least when we talk about it behind the scenes of like, besides the creation aspect of it, which maybe is less thinking involved, but like when we discuss what we learn from these processes, I always get certain like philosophical parallels. So I just wonder for you, like, how is that something consciously that you put in your music, or is it? I mean, I know it is, but like, how does that relationship exist for you? Like thoughts about life embedded in music.
It's like it's like a metaphor for life, bro. For like just the whole process. Like for instance, even with like mixing, but like when EQing, when you're EQing, girls don't know EQing is kind of like when there's a spectrum of sound, and each spectrum has like different frequencies and whatnot, right? Like your lowers and your highs. So I even with that, I look at it like life is kind of like mixing. It's like you got to cut, the lower frequencies is like the muddy area, or you might not want that because it's going to take up space. So you got to cut that out so, the other can shine through, and everything needs a spot. It's kind of, yeah, really, it's just, I guess, are you speaking kind of more on just like what I put into it?
I mean, not just like that, like you said. So you got an EQ spectrum, right? Which is all these frequencies and a range. And so you're saying, basically, when we mix, we go through and we can either raise certain frequencies, specific ones, or lower them. And like just what you said, that's like your life. You have the choice on the spectrum. What am I gonna enunciate and what am I gonna cut out? And a lot of it is cut. I think the more you start to engineer sound, the more you realize a lot of it's cutting.
Yeah, it's mainly you're cutting. Cut it out. Then you're just cutting. Most of it's cut.
Make that space, and when you make that space, then what? Then the other instruments fall into place with balance. Everything starts to balance, and I think we always talk about that. Like that's what we seek is some sort of balance. Is always crucial. So yeah, just like that, you know what I mean?
Dynamic too, yeah. Like just like how it's a 3D spectrum, so certain shit can be in the it's in the back, it's still there. You don't really, or certain things are in the front or in the sides. It's just like it's all just again finding balance. And two, well, I had this like idea. What it feels like, it's like, bro, I'm not even a producer. I feel like I'm I conduct it, right? So just like I just like run into these ideas and these things, and I'm just kind of like a vessel to put that out, shit. Because I was just like randomly like, here, sample or whatever. I'll be at the right place, right time. I hear someone with my ear catches it. I'm like, oh shit, that's fire.
Yeah.
Then you get in the lab and just like cook it up. Everything will fall in line. And it's really like I'm not even like making it. I just happen to run into life. Just like brings me to certain places that I'm just like, oh, I put it all together and shit.
Facts. Yeah, and
that's kind of what I've been like wrestling with lately, which is dope because it's just like, man, that's not even me producing it. Like people are like, yo, you're filthy and shit. It's like, nah, that's the universe, baby. Yeah. I'm just a vessel who just conducting the shit.
For sure.
I'm putting it out for y'all.
Yeah, you do that. But I mean, keep it real though, on the more physical level, like you have put in a lot of time physically, your body hours to get them tools that you can be that that flow, that conduit. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you can it's coming through and all of a sudden I know how to use these tools. Like, now you learn the tools, right? So now I the way I see it is that you've spent so much time with those tools that now your ability to create that flow or be that flow, I think it just gets a lot simpler at that point where you actually are like, that's not me. Because I know what you're talking about. Right. It's a nice
feeling. Trying to give you more credit. You're like, nah, bro, you put the work in.
You are. You know, hey, keep it real. You are the universe, but you are.
Right. It's partially me too.
You're putting in that work. But yeah, it's beautiful, bro. That's what it is. And it's a gift. You know, music is a gift. You're creating vibrations that alter people's feelings, usually for the better, and help them process things. Whatever they're doing. You know, yeah, usually, except that beat you made yesterday.
All right. Be like, hey, man, this song made me want to break up with my girl and fuck on these songs. Thank you, Last Letter, man. You the best. I'm like, nah, bro, that's not what it's intended for. I was like, go ahead. Do you, man? It's all good.
Yeah. So building on that, like we talked about, like the EQ, you want to a lot of times cut more and simplifying. And I remember recently, this is what made me think about this topic of like philosophy and the music game. Like when I sent you a sample, fire sample that was like unlimited what you could do with
it. That shit fire. Yeah, good looking, bro. That shit's a fucking monster.
It had just it was a song with like limitless potential of what it could be flipped into. And I remember when Young worked on it quick, you know, a couple of days later, he's like, oh, look, I flipped it. And I remember thinking like, man, he went a real simple route with it. I remember thinking that. And then we talked about it. And I was like, sometimes, and I know you did more than what appears, but sometimes like the harder choice is to just do that simpler one. Because I know for me, sometimes I'll finish a beat quick and it's fire, but my mind won't allow it to be. Like my mind's like, nah, you need to touch it more. You need to do more to make it better somehow. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's not what it is. It's like really simplicity is actually the lane. And I think it takes a level of experience and trust to like recognize that and leave it alone and not try and do too much. Cause that's what we be doing. And then again, so that's like our life. A lot of times, if you look at a problem in your life, you're really making it more complicated than it needs to be 9 times out of 10. If it's a real issue that keeps showing up, like you're over complicating it. And once you simplify, it might just make sense.
Dots, don't overthink shit. Definitely. It's like cooking. You know, it's called cooking for a reason. You add the spices and what you need in the pot, stir it up. You don't want to add everything in the fucking kitchen shelf, you know? It's just
right.
You gotta keep it just, and that's a good point, you know. It does take you know, some time to learn when it's enough is enough, and okay, this may be a better approach,
right?
Because I'm actually like trying to go the opposite of how my style is, in a sense where I'd be like known for more technical, more busy, where I'm just trying to go the other way now and just like really just simplify what I already have. Like I come to that point where it's like, man, it doesn't really need much, because I'm kind of creating, I think I was kind of creating with my mind, you know, with my mind of what's ill, and it is ill, but it's like I gotta, you know, I'm also putting this out for y'all, for the world. So it's like how I hear things isn't how they're gonna hear things. So it's like, all right, let me find that level where we can all enjoy this.
Yeah, again, just balance it out a little bit. And I think that I've seen that because I've watched you kind of your music progress and evolve. And I think the older stuff was like symphonic almost, like it was very full. And like if you were really listening with an ear, like a deeper ear, you hear like, dang, you know, it's going in and going deep.
Definitely. I said you'd hear like the intricacies and shit. And like,
but the average ear is probably not hearing that. And then if you talk about like collaborating with vocalists, which I know you're getting into more now also, then it's a little more space is necessary. So I've listened to you just dropped a project called The Abyss, kind of like a New Year's, let's get our minds right type project to bless the people. And I listened to it a few times and I really noticed like, it's not that it's basic because I know you, it's just you left more space for me to be there. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
so I feel what you're saying. Like I wasn't just listening to Young, I was listening to like this welcoming, and it varies a high level sound, bro. Like real shit. I think on that project, like I hear you, like you've really kind of like leveled up, which is to me, I'm like, how you still leveling up? You've been doing this for what, 15 years? You know what I mean?
Like,
You've been doing it for a long
right.
time, but you still
Yeah,
find
man.
ways
It's
to
yeah,
grow.
always keep growing it and just keep, and just keep bettering it. I don't think there's really the crazy thing about music. There's no cap, bro. It
No.
keeps fucking like going. You can never be like, I'm here, I'm Jordan, I got this. It just keeps going. So there's always room for growth and change and improvement.
Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Limitless.
Limitless. Cause yeah, you might think of it as like a path where like I start here and then I'm getting better. I'm going up. But it's like, nah, because there's within that path, there's all these other paths you could have
Yeah,
skipped.
right.
Like, you know what I mean? You could go deeper you could just go deeper into bass. You could actually probably spend your whole life going into bass if you wanted to. Someone does, you know what I mean? Or,
Right. So just go on a bass head.
or
Right, he's just in a bases.
You know what I'm saying though? Like within everything, there's just all these offshoots that you could always find something to learn or be sparked by. That's why it never gets boring. You just always find new ways to stay fresh. But yeah, that project was fire. I think it sounded like a different, had a different energy to it, it was refreshing.
Yeah, I appreciate it because it all started from here. Let me show you the paint.
Yeah.
So it's all started from my bro. Paul painted this, or it was an ink, right? It's the original print. If you can you see it? So that's the OG print.
Yep.
Plus, you can find that on all my. You'll be able to find. Fuck all that. You'll be able to find it. But yeah, so I started with that, and then it just inspired me. Like art creates art because it's like at the same time I'm working on I got like three projects already like cooked up that I'm kind of fine tuning and shit. But this I seen that and I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta sometimes like I gotta do this shit. This like took priority, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like Drake with Detox, right? Everyone's waiting for Detox and then fucking he drops Compton because shit just like it just inspires you or inspires art once again. And then so I was just like, all right, man, it gave me the feeling when I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, that's the abyss. And I kind of want to flip the script. I want the abysses, because the abyss is, I mean, for most definitions, it's like it's the sunken place, bro.
Right.
You're like, man, it's like it has a negative stigma to it. But so for me, the abyss was really just going in within yourself, like within limitlessly, right? So it's kind of turning it's like finding the good in the darkness, really.
Right. And
with that, I was like, okay, for me, when I dug in, it was really, during quarantine, it was beautiful. It's getting paid, and I'm just making music all day. I'm like, shit. And that's another thing that helped me learn that it's like, man, I can really do this shit all day. Because give motherfuckers the time and they say they love something and they fucking, all right, do that shit all day. Do nothing but that. Because that was just literally that's all I did. It was like, that was it. I didn't leave. I didn't, obviously I ate shit, but so I dug deep and that shit made me realize it. So kind of circle back around. I was like, okay, so it's kind of finding that truth within and just really getting lost in it. So I just wanted to, with that in mind, I just wanted to create some way shit motherfuckers can get lost in, So you can just fucking bop whatever situation you're in, whether you're cruising, cooking, cleaning, studying, mobbing, whatever it is, you got female over, throw this shit on, man. It's gonna get them nice and yeah. But so yeah, that's what it was. That was kind of the thought behind it. I'm just like, it's kind of me finding that within and giving that back.
Yeah. Yeah. So my take on it was by the title The Abyss. It was kind of similar thing of like the abyss, not as this dark, hopeless place, but as a place especially reflecting on how I noticed you found changes in that project. Like you found there was some shifts or evolution within that. So I'm like, the abyss being a place where you might dive into a dark, unknown place, and then you're going to come out of it or just explore it and gain knowledge or growth from that experience. And I think all of us can benefit from like letting go of feeling like in control all the time and just accepting that sometimes life throws you in the abyss. You could jump in, you can decide and jump, but most of the time life just like you looking life toss your ass in there.
Right, push that ass in that motherfucking hole.
And a lot of us resist that. I think the common person is really trying to avoid that abyss at all costs.
Yeah, definitely. Like, oh no, fuck, confrontation.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Right, and especially confrontation within themselves. You know what I mean? Right. They're like, oh, there's that. I could identify that and spend time feeling those feelings of whatever betrayal or hurt or childhood traumas or this and that. But I'm gonna just go this way, and I don't want to jump in there. And then they keep walking, and it shows up again. Like, no, I'm gonna pass on that. Eventually, life's gonna take your ass and Jazzy Jeff your ass into the abyss. And you're gonna figure it out.
Kick that ass in there. It's really the fucking, it's really the rabbit hole, right? That Alice went through. Or taking the red pill. That's, it's kind of just like going through that abyss.
Yeah. So what's up with you, bro? I was telling the homie that Carl here, and it's like, man, my guy Young is like one of the most, like, just I guess emotionally balanced on a day to day. Like, you're always I know you since I was 15 years old, and like I've seen you in some other moods. Be real, but like most of the time, you're in like a pretty good mood. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like a cheery fella. And
yeah, I've been told that. It's like, oh, you're really cool, Young. Have my babies. Like, that's all right. Stop it. It's just bump my music. We'll be fine.
But what's up, bro? I mean, do you work for that? Or that's just how you are. Like, are you doing that? Are you doing that inner work to like be in that place all the time?
Man, good question. I mean, I don't even be noticing it, honestly, because it's like, it's kind of like being that frog or crab in a boiling pot when it's cold and you turn it on, you're just like, oh shit, I guess, because you're always in that same temperature.
The fuck is he talking about?
But I mean, it's a lot of just practicing and just a lot of knowledge and just like reading and just like studying others before me and just knowing that, because I understand this is just a ride, bro. It's just a ride. You get one fucking ride. I'm gonna fucking enjoy it and be happy and fucking live my life, because we only get one. So, and we fucking beat, like, what are the odds that we are here, and I'm still alive and I'm young and everything works fine and I'm fucking, good at music. I have a loving circle around me. It's like, why? How can I be sad? Sad with that. And I get it. There's circumstances where shit happens. Definitely, I face losses and pain just like anybody else. But it's just like, man, you got to progress through it because again, you only get one. So, what you gonna be sad on that fucking crazy ass roller coaster the whole time? You can fucking lace up your boots and then enjoy the shit. But it's easier said than done. I understand that. It's, I walk a balance. It's a balancing act at the end of the day, but I just try to, look at the bright side of shit,
Well, basically what I do is, but it's real, bro. That's what I came up with. I said, Young sees this shit as a simulation.
Right.
And at that point, it's like, well, how can you really take yourself or anything so seriously? You know what I mean?
Right, and it is all a joke at the end of the day. So it's just like, I feel like it's kind of like, the universe puts you in tests. It's just like, let's do all this. Let's see if this guy will crack or whatever. Right? This is just me. Everyone, take this with a grain of salt, because I don't want some like kid watching this on YouTube thinking, oh right, I can do whatever. He gets scarred. He's like, fuck you, last letter. But take it with a grain of salt. But so it's like, man, even today, bro, I woke up. I'm like, all right, about to head to work and shit. Me, I always be like losing shit, right? So I lost my key in my fob for my apartment and shit. So I'm like, but it's funny because I'm bumping Nas, "The World Is Yours." We're like in the morning, it's on this brushing my teeth, like, yeah, whose world is this? I said the top P, you know, and then I'm like, oh shit, where my key at?
The world is yours.
It's like, fuck. You know, I'm like, nope, not gonna fucking, not gonna take it there.
Yeah.
And I kind of got mad, threw a little tantrum. So I'm just like, fuck, man, again? Come on, young, get it together. Like, you're gonna fucking get a keychain, you dumb fuck. And then fucking, I didn't have it, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this right now. Nah, fuck all that. That's just fucking the universe trying to test my emotions or something. See, because they see, I woke up feeling good, feeling blessed. You bumping fucking "The World Is Yours," bro. And they try to put a halt to that. So I'm like, all right, man, I got the message. Life is all just messages.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. So it's just like, all right, I got the message. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. Fucking, I got a spare. I don't have the fob, but I'll find my fucking shit. Leave. Right when and then, rest of the day, good, funny, good, laugh with the coworkers and shit. It was good work day. Not that productive, but that's a 9-to-5 slave shit. I don't give a fuck about that. But so anyways, I come back, right, and then I'm trying to use the little dial box to call my shit. I'm like hella dumb sometimes, but like shit I never done. So I'm just like, fuck, how do I find myself on this bitch to call my shit to get in? Because I can't get in the motherfucker my own shit. And then some random dude comes and then he's just like, boop. And I think he tried to like sneak in, but it's like, nah, nigga, I live here too, bro. Come on. It's Seattle, right. Yeah, we've been gone, but that's it. If you forgot, that's how Seattle is. It's the motherfucking Seattle freeze and shit. It's like, nigga, I live here, bro.
Yeah.
But anyways, I go, I'm like, get on there. I talk to a little maintenance bitch. She's like, it's going to be 75 to 100. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm going to just look for it. Now, top another one. And I'm just like, all right, I guess this is, a kind of a tangent run on, but it's like, all right, I guess I better, kind of clean up, spruce up the place, get some of that good energy back. And then I'm like, I found it. It's like, oh, okay. So, I could have let that little shit bother me and bug me. I'm pretty sure, if I was in like a different space, even a younger me, or even if I was with someone, just like, a partner or anything, bro, I had kids or whatever. I'm just like, oh, fuck, it would have been kind of more of a stressful thing, but I'm just, again, I feel like it's just a universal test. It's just, hey, can you keep this going? So I always try to like look at the messages in life and whatnot.
Mm. Yeah, and I mean, it is what you make it. Like, so it depends what you do with it. That's what it's gonna be. It's like what you do with it. I think the more, especially for those type of things, like that's like reminds me of like breaking bowls or like washing dishes and you break something. You know what I mean? I'd be like, fuck, like wow. I mean, you gotta watch your step, you gotta clean up. But then the more it's like the things happen. One, be more mindful and it won't happen. That's a fact. But it does happen. And
hey,
then,
fuck you.
pay attention, dummy.
Pay attention, you fuckhead.
But like the more you see it, I think if you practice, it starts to be like, yeah, what's actually the practical thing to do? Is it to start yelling? Is it to start fucking ruin my day over this thing? Or is it just clean it up and keep going or do what you can do to solve it and then keep going? You know what I mean? I think I'm starting to see that even on bigger things. Like, for example, like I said, me being here was like this big broken bowl. Like, damn, blah, blah, blah. Keep going. What can you do? You know what I mean? It always breaks down to that. Like, I'm just never trying to complain ever. It just don't work for me. Like there's always something you can do to remedy what's wrong or to just let it go and get back to what you need to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
True. And there's always folks in just like a way worse predicament that will just kill to be in my shoes. I mean, even me, I would kill to be in my shoes, but from the homie. You know, so it's just like, fuck, at least I'm not that fucking.
Yeah, that would suck. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that guy sucks. Nah.
You ever hear like a low-key popular song or beat and you're like, that is trash. And they like boost you, makes you realize like you're 50. You're like, oh, my song's actually way better than that.
Yeah, bro. I'm not even gonna drop names because you know, but I heard like a fucking famous producer. He used like the same sample, right?
Right.
And as me, and I was like, oh shit, my shit's way better than this shit is basic and shit. I was like knocking his head, but I get it, you know, basic simplicity and whatnot, but basic in the sense that it's well for space and whatnot. But I'm like. Well, mine was like, you know, same vibe. You know, we was talking about earlier.
You bodied him. That's what it is, bro. You're better than him.
Right. I was like, damn, all right. Big idols, rivals, fuck.
It's funny though. Sometimes that strangely enough, like that's like a reinforcement is like seeing people not be at your level can inspire you to. Obviously, the more inspiring is the people who's better than you. It's like a game of chess, bro. If I beat you 10 times in a row, that's just not really helpful. Right. But if you know what I mean, if you're presenting a challenge or like some sort of inspiration, something to grow from, it's better. But
plus, it's all, you know, music is subjective as fuck too. Right. So it's like at the end of the day, who's really better is, you know, who's a judge, who's you know, who am I being judged by? It's all subjective. I mean, you know, you can take it to somewhere where they never heard music, and you can have me against a fucking 3-year-old, and they might just pick the 3-year-old because they never heard the sounds and frequencies, and you know, maybe they just vibe with the 3-year-old better. It's all subjective. There's no.
This guy Young is in a beat battle with. This guy's in Zimbabwe in a beat battle with a 3-year-old.
I'm like, fuck, damn, how am I gonna top that shit? Fuck, what I got? All right.
Nah, it's real. I like that, bro. I be trying to embody that too, of like getting out of that, just always being like a competitive mind state. And it's like, it's not even about that, bro. You're competing with yourself. Like,
yeah, that's what it is, though.
Am I better than I was a year ago? Yes.
You are. There's only you know what I'm saying? It's only you are, you know, you're being, in all sense. Here we go with hell parallels in this shit. It's like with life and fucking music, bro. It's all you know, it's all the same. It's like you're really just trying to be the best you can be. You know, you're fighting yourself with it, not anyone else. There is nobody else. We're all the same. It's all one energy. So it's just really just trying to you know, beat ourselves.
Yeah, you get to your spot. You get to your spot and thrive. I get to my spot and thrive. Everyone, yeah, it's real, man. People go through it. Some people's going through it.
If you focus on the next person, you're just gonna be a sad fucking asshole judging somebody else. It's like fuck all that shit, man. Focus on you, man. That shit don't exist.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's heavy, man. We live in the information age, man. All this stuff. It's hard not to get wrapped up in that. I think all of us have. No matter how sharp you are and how, you know, embodying that you are, you still get influence. You know, things.
Here's a gem too. I heard for you know, those listening who kind of struggle with that. It's just fucking, and especially people in like art and like any type of like trade, really, where you have some type of I guess a business, even work for personal, but just like pretty much just delete who you're following, right? And that way you can just push your content out. You're still going to have your crowd and whatnot, but that way you're not going to be seeing all this shit. If if it's obviously the shit is a necessary evil, and 2021 moving forward, it's all fucking, digital e-commerce. So it's like, just delete those who's kind of is just, when you see, you're just like, oh shit, or you notice yourself strong. Right.
I don't got nothing. I got nothing, man. Look there. Nah.
You're having so much fun.
Hey, it's real though. I kind of made it a practice because my partner, she likes to be on Instagram to get inspired by these other artists.
Well, yeah, there's yeah.
I don't like that personally. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not really trying to follow. I don't even follow you, bro, Joe. I don't even like to have that influence, really. Like,
yeah, it seems to whether you want or not.
Or creatively, or like lifestyle-ly, like I don't give a shit. I just want to make my thing authentic. I want to make my thing authentically. Not to say I'm still open to being inspired, of course, by other people, but not so much. I like to be in my own.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. There's times where I'm like, I try to not. Well, depending on like what I make too, right? What type of whether it's what type of music making, whether it was like, all right, this is obviously there's different type. There's like, all right, there's some listening shit, there's some sync licensing shit. This is some like some rapper shit. I try, depending on what I'm like doing or working on, I try not to like listen to other music, right? But then it's a double-edged sword because when you're making certain shit for certain like artists and shit, you're gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be like have current trends. Certain trends are gonna have the influence on there, right? Unless they're going for a certain sound, but you're still gonna have to have certain like, it's like certain things they do. So at the same time, I still have to like listen and see, kind of, keep up with current trends. Not so much just copying and pasting, but just where things are going. Right. So it's kind of doing that. It's kind of finding a duality of doing that without like, without fucking biting and
You're a
ingesting
biter,
too much.
bro. You just copying Metro.
I just copied them. Oh, I see how they did it. Okay.
No, I think it's impossible not to be influenced. But I tell the truth, bro, I don't give a shit about the wave. I don't know. That's why I'm obviously not making plenty of currency from my music, but I'm like, man, I struggle with that because I know how the shit goes. And like one wave, by the time you catch up to the wave, it's already a new wave. So I just be in my own wave.
Right, and it's not necessarily, no, I hear you definitely. And it's not necessarily like trying to imitate wave, really just like things that the ear would catch. That's like, oh, this is familiar.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I'll learn from anything, bro. I be trying to learn. I really do, especially outside now. Like I hear sounds everywhere, and like I'm trying to listen to the way like a lot of what times the insects, bro. I listen to the way the insects and the birds and like how they come in and where they placed on the frequency spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like left and right type thing, because it'd be interesting, bro. It's not random. I tell you that. It's not random.
Right, nothing's random. It's all by design.
So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm gonna learn more from the jungle than I learned from Jake 1.
Right. Yeah, that's a bar. The crickets taught me how to pan my hi-hats.
For real. It's like that. So what's up? I mean, man, I'm thinking about like success musically. Like, what does that look like for you? Is it, like success musically? What are you looking for?
I got you.
You real.
Man, see, there's this stigmatism, I guess. Maybe because I'm in it or we're in it. It's just like, this is, motherfuckers don't understand what age we're in. Like, this isn't, back in the day, success would have to be, in the music industry, would have to be like, signing a deal. Well, for producer wise, right? Because would have to be signing a deal and then just having radio hits, radio smashes, right? But nowadays, man, with all like the different ways to get it, really, just from like just streaming, sync licensing, tone beat, fucking Patreons, YouTube, commercials. There's so many avenues where it's just like, you don't need all that. And I've never been, I'm fucking, for the most part, I'm a humble, chill dude, So for me, success is just, being able to live comfortable off of what I love from just anywhere, right? Yeah. I'm not, obviously if I get a fucking big ass radio placement, I'm not gonna not take it, but that's not my goal here. My goal is just to, make music and fucking do what I love and get paid off it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Find something you're good at and you love and get paid for it. Hold on, let me charge my laptop.
Do it.
Hey, on the next podcast, I was going to say, I'm going to hire all the prostitutes and just cap my life like, oh yeah, 2 weeks later. Yeah, man, this shit's really working, man. It should have manifested in your pussies.
Oh shit, I'm winning.
Right. I'm better than you.
Y'all humble in this. It's like, nah, man. Just want to make music and live a simple life. And then I got a check, baby. Look at
it. Fuck all that shit.
I'm considering to play that beat you sent me. I wrote a verse for it. It's hella rough still, but I think I'm gonna play it.
Where did we leave off at, bro?
I don't know. But hold on. Or do you have something you want to share that you're working on right now?
I mean,
it might be too sloppy. It's too sloppy, bro.
It's not finished yet. No, we can just play the abyss. We can give this shit some spins. We can just play the abyss. That shit.
Huh?
We can just play off that EP or that fucking beat tape I did. Was that what you wrote? What did you write to?
The Vacant song.
Oh yeah, we can do that shit.
It sounds sketchy. I might mix it after and replace it.
Oh right. Actually,
I'll just play the verse. I like to have an excuse to make people listen to my verses.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Cultivating true vibration through this conversation with my brother. Been a minute, well worth the waiting. No matter the distance, time frames, pixel faces, we stay connected like train stations and constellations. Do my best to keep my presence all a blessing. See, however, if I hurt you, I was probably just protecting me. Sorry. And I'm not saying that's the recipe, but I integrate, elevate. I'm living life levelly. All of a suddenly, struggle seems so petty and pitiful. Probably product of the past. Yo, I'm ready to mash into the future. Love is the ruler. If you ain't with it, then you really pathetic. Sick in the head, and I'm dead in any credit for those who drain rather than nourish me. Prefer to be around the ones, seek truth, flourishing. Rarest individuals, clarity is crystalline. Opportunity is rare. I swear I'm never missing mine.
Hey.
Let's
go.
Yeah,
that shit feels me, bro. Fucking took that shit on a nice date, hit it off, brought that bitch home and fucking drilled it. That shit's hard. That shit's clean as fuck too. It's like you're like, it's hella buttery too, the way you're flowing. But then you're like, I don't know if you did this intentionally, but you're like dropping, you're like fucking coming in on like parts of the sample cut too, which is dope. So it's just like, it's kind of like an exclamation point, you know? It all just meshes hella well.
I don't be knowing on the technical side. I'm still like, I still don't got the technical awareness. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to practice and just write and write and write. So I don't have the, you know what I'm talking about? Like I don't have the technical awareness of things that happen when I write, but I just know if you keep going, you'll get better. Kind of like when you keep producing, all of a sudden you start to like, at least for me, I never studied keys and like what's in key and what's out of key. I never did that ever. But I've worked with like real master musicians before, and they like checked it out for me. Like, oh yeah, those are the right ones. So I just like,
like it's more of an ear thing.
Right? Yeah, just for me, like I know it. I respect like people that
naturally
study that.
Just bodying the shit without even knowing it.
I prefer that shit. I don't gotta think, because that's another thing that's interesting is
man. I mean, no, but oh shoot, you said what?
You.
Yo.
Oh. Well, I was saying like I talked to like people. What the fuck's going on?
Shit is chirping. Let me put this shit on mute. This motherfucker on mute. Sorry, YouTube.
We're crumbling.
Hell. All right, we're back. What are you saying, bro?
I was saying like I've talked to musicians who are like, they've really studied music, like scholastically, and then they feel a sense of being caged by that, like because they once you know what I mean, like you don't have the freedom anymore to like break the rules as much.
I heard that too.
Yeah, like you can, but it takes it's hard, bro. It's like everybody trying to imitate Basquiat and shit, trying to get that playfulness back. Like you got to just stay in that childishness as much as possible to really create freely and have fun in that way. Not to say, I mean,
I forgot who told me this. Someone told me the same shit.
Yeah. It serves a different purpose because, like, obviously the people I'm talking about, the music they make is like absolutely next level compositions. But I'm having fun. I'm not as dumb, you know. I don't know. So it's just hella interesting.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, too, it's called music theory. It's just a theory, and it's a guideline. But again, it's just a theory. So there's no rules really, because it's all just sounds and frequency. So as long as it sounds good to you, that's all that counts. Really, if you're fine with it,
Yeah.
then fuck it.
Fuck it. All right.
If you want to put like any reverbs on your bass, it's all good. Just do it, but don't do that. Please don't do that.
We're gonna move into the final segment. The final segment is Young, last letters, tip to keep the dream alive. What is your tip to keep the dream alive for anybody in the world?
Well, you gotta have about 3 holes in rotation. Bag of sets, like no, oh boy, keep the dream alive, man. Just fucking like, oh, this nigga next.
I'm like, what else? What's the recipe?
They about to what's the right? They about to cancel us, bro, before we even started. Shit, I'm just they're all jokes. Nah, dream keep it alive though, man. Just fucking focus on yourself, really, and just keep it going. Like, don't look at, it's daunting as fuck if you just like look at the super way over there and like, fuck, I'm right here. I'm supposed to go all the way to fucking,
right,
all the way to the fucking Antarctic. That's a long trek. You got to look at it like step by step, brick by brick. You got to fucking just put in the work day by day and progress and fucking manifest it and really believe in it. And that's when shit will happen, because motherfuckers feel like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do, and I believe it, right? When it comes to just dreams in general. But it's like, you gotta really, there's a difference between just saying it, like you're only gonna be fooling yourself. You're like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna, no, this is really what I gotta do. Like, yeah, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. It's like, nah, you gotta really believe in it. Like, you gotta feel it within, just like your every pore that's what it is. It's just like, and then just keep putting that work in and keep manifesting it. And keep learning and studying and just keep focusing on your craft, and eventually, it's just, that's why it's brick by brick. It's you have all the supplies. You're just like, fuck, how am I supposed to fucking build this shit? When this shit gonna be done? It'll take forever to build this fucking castle, but it's like, nah, don't focus on that. Focus on the journey and have fucking fun, because that's the whole point of your dream, right? A real dream is doing shit you love. And just, and loving the process of it. You're going to get there. If you believe in yourself and put the work in, keep going, you're going to get there, right?
Yeah, you're going to get there. It's like you said, man, being present. That's really what it is. It's like you always looking forward, but you forget, all these moments are the precious ones. And especially when you're working with your friends and collaborating and working on goals, like they're precious times, man. And we know that could be gone just like that as far as assimilation goes. So that gratitude.
Zero. Right. That's right.
And then there's
a lot of full circles in this motherfucking podcast. It's all one. Parallels, baby.
Yeah, man. Shit. Thanks for talking, bro. My brother.
Man, thanks for having me in here.
Oh yeah, listen.
Romski.
Speaking of brick by brick, man, Young's a component of the Soonie Gang Music Collective, and we got an album coming eventually. What's up with it?
Brick by brick. So we gotta break down what Soonie is.
You break down what Soonie is, my brother.
Oh yeah, fact. Yeah, so man, this all started, and this is all started from Damien too. I wasn't even here when this nigga created this shit, right? That's when I was like living in Canada and shit. And I came back and the shit was all ready to rock. I was like, oh, word, bad. So because Soonie is soon, right? It's just an acronym for that. It's something out of nothing, right? So Soonie, right? See what we did there? So it's soon, right? It's more than just fucking you know, in a name. It's how you live your life. That's the have-nots. Those who really come from something or come from nothing. You know, just make something out of nothing. Really, like you know, anyone who's just you know ever been oppressed, or anyone who's just been part of that other percent that's not, you know, the quote unquote elite, or just, you know, whatever you do. And it's also man, it's so deep. It's so ill how he came up with this, because he's like, man, it's a culture, bro. It's a noun, an adjective, and a verb, bro. You can be, you know, you can be doing something, you giving back or some shit, whatever it is, something that just empowers other people and gives other people a voice. That's what it all is. It's like, oh shit, that nigga did that nigga soon. We're like, hey man, we're fucking hungry, starving. Come on in, eat. You don't need no money. You're good here. That's soon shit, you know. It's like, looking out. We're doing some ill shit. You know, you made some ill art. You made some whatever it is. However you get down.
Yeah,
you know, that's soon shit.
Yeah, right. That's global.
Yeah, it's really just, it's soon as just putting a voice on, you know, for those who aren't being represented, you know.
Yeah, fact. But who have always been here.
You've always been here, bro. Always been here.
All around the world and all throughout time. That's been a real thing.
Right. There's been students of all ages, bro. The slave,
right.
Everything. It's forever.
Yeah, man. And then the music comes just as a function of the culture of that, right?
Yeah.
It's exactly. Like we create with whatever, we work with what we got, we create with what we got, wherever we may be placed on the planet.
Exactly. That's a big component of it, definitely, of the whole Soon sound, man. We gonna make it work. Fucking it soon. This nigga sending vocals from across the globe. Let's get it. That's Soon shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's a blessing, man. We tapped in with some. This lifetime is beautiful, man. We've tapped in with some interesting souls, man. We're doing some interesting things. We're blessed.
Souls.
We're blessed in that way. I always feel grateful.
I know, man. It's because it's like a lot of, even just like, you know, I'm like just on my day to day, whether I'm just commuting or you know, just talking to folks at work, or just, you know, just talking to people, right? I realize a lot, we are blessed with that. Like, if people who are listening, if you have that, man, you should, you know, cherish it, because a lot of people don't have that connection with you know, people like that. They don't have, you know, those who, you know, who are just want their best interests, like 100% of the time, not 99, not 98, but 100% of the time, all they want is their best interest, right? As well as just finding things that they you know, they love. And it's just like, fuck, you know, that's why I gotta go hard, because motherfuckers, some people don't, you know, a lot of people don't know, you know, something, you know, what really drives their, you know, their heart and shit. It's like, somehow my dumb ass is lucky enough to find that shit, so I'm gonna go, you know, go ahead and, you know, take advantage of that shit.
For a fact, bro. We would be silly and ungrateful not to go all the way hard for it, bro. Because we really, it is rare. Like you said, I've noticed that too. I thought it was normal. We just grew up like that. And then, you know, 15 years later, you got all these solid people who still, you guys have like all changed and evolved and grown, but you're all still aligned and like still have that support. Like you said, 100% support. Like, dog, I absolutely want to see you succeed and do what you love. There's nothing else besides that. I want you to be healthy and thriving. 100%.
Right.
And also to have these personalities and these characters that can like make that a fun journey too. You know what I mean? Like it's fun.
Yeah, like definitely. Right.
My guy Young says it's all a ride, you know, it's just a ride. And so, yeah, man, we blessed to be on the ride. Yeah. Let's tap out. Let's say peace as far as the recorded thing goes, man. For real, blessed to have you on.
Hey,
I'm gonna put your links up. Everybody can go check out your music. Also the Soonie Gang music. Last letter on all the music.
The bottom of this motherfucker. It'd be in the description. If you made it this far, fuck, you're an idiot. No. I'm just fucking with you.
Or Ken, I don't know.
Right.
Damien, you watching this shit?
Yeah, Damien, you watching this, man? Fuck you.
You still watching it?
Still, turn this shit off. Go be a simulation, bro. We can make a simulation in there, in the VR, with people who think they're like real people. And then they,
Isn't that the goal? I mean, isn't that what VR is going towards? Like creating an
but the crazy part, bro, if we can create that, then that means somebody's already created that for us. So then there's something. So we're a product of someone else's fucking futuristic VR, bro. So it's fucked.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello, let me out. I'm ready to come out now.
Pablo!
We're out here, man.
Fucking Pablo! It's like, hey, what's up, bro? Peace. Pablo.
Also, like, fuck that, bro. Live your life. Like, what are you gonna waste your life trying to make another life? Like, go put your feet in the dirt.
Yeah,
and,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I go back and forth. Like, more I lean towards like, let me put my feet in the dirt and start a fire, and that'd be good. Like, I don't need no other world. I got the world. This world is immense. I don't know. And my inner world is immense. Like, where I'm gonna go? I don't know.
Yeah, why would I have to, you know, the escapism?
Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go see my uncle.
Hey, baby.
What's up, dude?